Hello everybody, how are you doing? It is Monday night. I've got maybe an hour and a half or so. My wife is out running my son to voice lessons and then to choir practice. So I'm going to try to do just a few preparatory things. One thing I'm doing, I'll show you real quick. I just recently bought some bushings for a Junior Gent 2. So I'm going to trim that up and get it put right there. They should be in pretty soon. I got a few odds and ends coming in and I need a space to put those. So that's just real kind of simple. The filter bag for my air filter, but I'm waiting because by Wednesday I'm supposed to have the pre-filter, which goes right behind that, see that kind of screen there? This goes inside, then there's a pre-filter, then that screen just sort of covers everything up. So I'm excited to be able to start using that again. We ended up having to ditch the old filter because, you know, it had a lot of dust in it, and I just thought it'd be better just to start with a clean one. So anxious to start using that. What I'm getting ready to do is my tubes that I painted up for the Route 66 project. I noticed as I was looking at them that as you would rotate, they'd be really dark, and then on one side they might be just a little bit light, which means I didn't get a good coat of paint. So what I'm going to do is lightly sand them on a piece of sandpaper like I would scuff a tube, and then I'm going to grab a dowel instead of using the nail method, because with a dowel I can rotate it, and I'm going to put a second coat on those. Tonight is 60 degrees out there, so it's a good night to do it. Hopefully they dry really well, and I'll have those. I wanted to cast tonight, but after looking at them, I thought, nah, there's no way. I got to fix these up. They got to look really good. So I'm going to take care of that tonight. And I'm looking for a reamer. I was going to buy a deburring tool, and I started looking online for deburring tools, and it started showing these reamers. And I've got one that is, I don't know, maybe 6 inches long, and it's T-shaped, and I can't find that thing for the life of me. But I'm going to find it and try it out, because if you remember, the issue I had with my first cast was there was some debris, paint, etc. around the inside of the tube. If I can run this down through there, twist it a couple of times, clean it out, that issue goes away, and it saves me from having to buy another, I don't know, $12 tool or whatever. So I'm going to dig around for that. So those are the things I'm going to work on. It's simple stuff, but that's what I'm doing right now. When I get that taken care of, I'll come back and check in with you guys, and we'll see what's next. Well, I'm making progress. I'm a little warm. I had my earmuffs on. Let me show you what I did. I sanded all 6 of the tubes back down to bare metal. I think the blue one's going to have to get sanded down again because there's a little bit of, see that roughness on the end there? I'm not sure what that was. The other 5 look really good. And since it's warm outside, and that's why I'm sweating, but it's dark outside, so I couldn't see. So here's my paint booth. What I did is I set up my shop back there and turned it on, and I would paint on this side of the box here, and any fumes and any dust, you can kind of see a little bit of orange in there, a little bit of colors in there, where it might have drawn some of the paint in. I'm not really worried about that. It kept the fumes way down in the shop. And I'm sure any paint that went in there as it twisted through that ribbed hose attached to the hose, and what little bit is on the front there proves there wasn't a whole lot that went in there. And there's not a lot of fumes in the garage. I can go to the other garage. I would go over there and shake my can up. Then it would come back in here and spray, and I can't really notice a difference. Good news, I found the reamer. I think this will be great if I just stick this in the end of the tube, twist it once or twice. This is going to clean all the gunk out of the tube. I also found a neat little dental pick that I forgot I had, and I went ahead and left my toolbox out. When I moved out of my other shop, I packed up a whole bunch of tools into a toolbox and took to the apartment with me for basic, you know, just basic things. There's a lot of sockets in there, a lot of wrenches, box wrenches, you know, open-end wrenches, and I started finding all these adapters, you know, extensions for the sockets and stuff, and I'm like, why the heck are these in here? I got a drawer right here in my toolbox for them. That's for standard or imperial, and that's for metric. So I left that out, and I'm going to work on sorting all of those tools out of that toolbox, because almost all of them are either wrenches or sockets, into those drawers. Next up, what I'm going to do, and this is just kind of silly, but I'll keep you guys posted. I'm going to get the screws out of all these boards and get these boards thrown back into my just my scrap bin there that I use for whatever. And I've got this, when Michael DeLalter was here yesterday, this is another, here we go. It's just like the donut on top. And what I'm going to do is put it down on there about here, so I can just take the top one off, and I can use this to cast smaller blanks, like normal 5 1/4 inch. It'd probably be about 6 inch blank, and I'll pour about 5 1/2 inch blank, and or 5 1/2 inch piece of PVC. Man, I couldn't get that out. And I'll pour it to about 5 1/4, and then put it in the pressure pot, and I'll be able to make some smaller blanks. And the other thing I can do with it is, once I get a little better casting, it's only got 6 holes in it. I can go on the outside, and Michael did that while he was here, and drill a bunch more holes, and I can probably get, I don't know, maybe 12 more holes on there. So if I really get aggressive with casting, I ought to be able to put out a lot of blanks at one time. So I'm just gonna get busy, I'm just gonna clean and organize, because one of my goals is, and I told you guys this, I want my shop to be organized, and I wanna know where things are. And as things like this come up, like this toolbox, I've got time tonight while I'm waiting. I don't want to start a project. I've got video to edit, which I'll do later tonight, but I'm going to start cleaning until everybody gets home. So I'll keep you guys posted on how far I get. Well, guys, I made a lot of progress tonight, and it also opened up a couple of projects. Let me show you what I got. A ton of these jigsaw blades I need to do something with. I got a spot for those, and those just hadn't put them away yet. And I got a whole bunch of scroll saw blades. But a while back, Mike Fulton sent me these tubes to be able to sort those. I'm going to get on that project and get that done. This is what I have left to really sort through. I've got a toolbox of extras and larger tools that I don't really use that I'm going to put back under the bench. And then I've got a toolbox over here that's completely empty now, and I'm probably going to get rid of that one because the latches have broke off. It's in bad shape. Now I'll show you the drawers I worked on. Here's one of them. I just kind of got it organized a little bit so I can find things and know where they're at. Got my screwdrivers and wrenches and my aluminum cutters in there. I've organized this one. So go down a little bit. This is my Imperial drawer, and this is my metric drawer. There's several more drawers that I haven't hit yet. I'll hit those soon, but I just got the call to come in for dinner, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm starving, and then I'll be back out. I don't know about tonight because I'm going to edit some video, but probably Wednesday night will be the next time I get out here. So we'll wait and see. But thanks a lot for hanging out with me, guys. I really appreciate it. And as things keep gelling in the shop, I'll keep you posted. Now that I'm on the toolbox, I'm hoping to kind of stick with it, get it all the drawers cleaned up. That way, that end of the shop is in great shape. I got some scrap wood to get rid of over there, but I'm just trying to learn where everything's at and get it put where it belongs, so I can put it back there when I'm done. And this table over here, I can tell you right now. Let me flip you around. That table right there with 1, 2, 3, 4 items on it, it's going to get cleared off. That's going to become a casting table. I'm going to put my casting mat over there. I put my pressure pot over there. I'm going to empty the rest of this out, and that's where all of my pigments and molds and anything I need to go with casting is going to be stored. So that's going to be my casting area. So I think I'll finish it. I don't know if I'll finish the toolbox first or if I'll start working on that, because I got to find some place for those tools to go. So I need to think through that a little bit, but I'm going to keep you guys posted. So once again, thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Take care, everybody, and have a great evening.